Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is SK Crypto K, and today let's review EMP money on the Binance Smart Chain and why this might be a great investment for you as we review their infinite money loop and why this long-term play makes a lot of sense. So let's get into it. Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK Crypto K, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Let me preface everything by saying that I am not a financial advisor, and these are for entertainment and informational purposes only. So when it comes to EMP money, this platform has so many different offerings for you to choose from. And in this video, we will review some of the basics of what each category offers. That way you can make an informed decision. I've been following this project for a little bit over a week now as I've been doing my research and talking about this in my Telegram chat. But everything I'm seeing looks bullish.
Wait, so is this project on the Ethereum chain? I hate high gas fees.
Nope, not at all. And that does happen to be some of the common sentiment I've seen in regards to people staying away from this project. But what's cool is this is based on the Ethereum on the Binance chain, which is one-to-one pegged with the real Ethereum. So essentially what EMP is an Algocoin that follows Ethereum's price. Now you can have high yields normally only found on risky assets, but with the exposure to the world's favorite cryptocurrency instead. So what EMP is an Algocoin that is pegged via algorithm to a 4,000 to 1 ratio against Ethereum. Or in other words, if Ethereum is $4,000 total, then that means EMP is at $1. And similarly, one day long term after Ethereum 2.0 and the bright future that Ethereum has, you can imagine if it were to go to $40,000, that would mean that the EMP would be $10. They have a Telegram link that you can click here, as well as a YouTube Academy that you can take for free that has several videos that teach you each aspect of this. However, I'll try my best to do a breakdown of everything right here in this video, because I think there's going to be some aspect of this platform that might interest you. So you have a number of different things to choose from. We'll start here with EMP, which currently is sitting at above peg. And whenever this occurs, they have an area called the Boardroom where you can stake another token called ESHARES in, and you'll earn more EMP reward. And so in a little bit, we'll review the farm and how you get ESHARES. And then also where E-bonds come into play, which only factor in whenever the peg is below 1. So currently right now, if you went to the bond tab, you would not be able to get any bonds because of the peg right now. But when it is below peg, you can buy bonds to help strengthen the ecosystem and get the Boardroom printing money again. Then coming down, you have your EMP-ETH liquidity pair on PancakeSwap that you can input over into the farm to earn eShares. And then you also have an ESHARE-BNB play that you can do as well. And we'll come back to this page because right here is an easy button. If you come into this and you just have no idea where to start, or if you're already deep into the system but don't know where to make your plays to compound it back into the system, well, essentially they have a recommended strategy right here, which once you approve this contract and activate it, it will take whatever eShares EMP that you have, it'll zap it into what it needs to do, and it'll send 20% to the Boardroom, 80% to the farms, and then within the farms, what's going into EMP LP versus eShare LP. And as you get comfortable with the system in the future, you can always slide these bars so you can tailor how you want your dividends to get split. But just know that the default that they give you is the intended strategy that keeps the entire platform solvent and you making money.
Wow, that's a lot of information. Yeah, make sure you circle back to this.
Yep, that is the plan. So first off, we will start with the farms. And coming over here, you can see there are 3 liquidity pairs to choose from. The safest one being, and if you remember on that slider just a second ago, 80% of whatever you decide to put into the farm is recommended to go into the actual EMP Ethereum pair. This is what provides the backbone to this entire platform. So you would just go into it, right? And then you would approve the EMP LP pair, which, side note, you can go to PancakeSwap and then go to the liquidity tab to set up your Binance version of Ethereum paired to EMP, and then you can come back over here to deposit it, which you'll see after you approve it, you get a different set of options right here where you can add to your liquidity, take away from it, or this lightning bolt in the middle, which again is an easy button. Meaning if you just came into this with your BNB, then you can simply hit the zap button. It will ask you how much BNB you actually want to put into this LP pair. And then the moment you hit zap, it will automatically take your BNB. It'll turn it into equal amounts of Ethereum and EMP and pair them together for you. However, disclaimer, you will lose more on slippage doing it this way. So if you're a veteran and know how to go to PancakeSwap and create your own liquidity pair, that is ultimately cheaper. Now, once your liquidity pair is put in, then on a daily basis, with the APR at 0.63 currently, you will see shares that you're getting that you can then claim out, okay? Now, going back to the farms, all the other ones work the exact same way. If you came into the ESHARE-BNB pair, which is going to be more volatile because both of these prices are going to change, you will see some impermanent loss. However, you'll see the daily APR is actually higher, and you can stake that over here and earn more eShare. And same thing with the EMP-ETH to earn more eShare. So this is fundamentally where you want to begin. So if you were thinking of coming into this platform with, say, $1,000, then a good recommendation would be 40% of that should likely come over here into the farms, where bulk of it should come over into the EMP-ETH LP, and 20% of it should go into these other two. Now, if 40% total of your 1,000 is coming into the farms, I would recommend the next 40% to actually come over into the detonator, which I'll go over in a second. But I just wanted to tell you the percentage that should come over here, because the last 20% of your $1,000 can likely come over here into the Boardroom, where you can buy shares and then just stake them into this contract. And once staked, you never really have to take them out unless necessary. But remember, what you're going to be earning from the farms is going to constantly be giving you eShare, so you can grow this bag to then take advantage of every single epoch where EMP rewards will be sent to you. And once you're in the system, you will see timers respectively on each of these on when you can actually withdraw them. So again, because EMP is above peg with Ethereum, that means that this is printing you money. So every so often, whenever you're ready, you can take your EMP rewards and then you can go pair it up with more Ethereum, start the cycle over by going back into the farms to get more eShares, and then the cycle rinses and repeats. Now, when EMP is below 1 on the peg, this does not print money. So you can come over to the bond tab, where if you'd like, you can buy and redeem bonds here to support the system ultimately with your EMP, which is on the left side. You can turn your EMP into E-bonds, wait for the peg to go back above, then you can take your E-bonds and turn them back into EMP, and then start the cycle over of pairing it with Ethereum and putting it into the farm or the detonator, which we'll cover now.
The detonator is such a cool name. What does it detonate? What does it do?
So this page is for all of you drip and ROI Dapp lovers.
Yes, I love drip. Shout out and happy birthday.
Absolutely, that platform has come a long way and has made several people happy. But to get over into what this is, so I wouldn't say this is exactly like your drip, but this is more so like the drip garden over in the animal farm, because you're not using one token to come into this, you're using your LP token of EMP to ETH, which is similar to drip garden where you're using drip BUSD. So first up, when you come into the platform, you can see what the overall pool balance is at $3.5 million. So you'll see the total deposited, the total claimed, and the total amount of users that are in the platform right now. And the interesting thing about this platform is that when you deposit your LP token, you will earn up to your 365 if you were to just claim out every single day, right? But you know the game and you know you should be compounding. But the twist here is that every single day you have to compound or claim, otherwise your rewards for the day will reset and it'll just set your time horizon back a little bit. So at 12 a.m. UTC, this timer will count all the way down. So whatever you have built up in your available section for rewards to draw out or compound, you want to make sure you hit one of those options before this timer runs out. This is very important to play the game correctly. So again, set an alarm on your phone or whatever you need to do to not miss this.
Yeah, I know I've missed it a couple times myself.
Yeah, it's because you're not paying attention. Get with it. But yeah, don't miss out on that. So whenever you come down and you're ready and you have your EMP-ETH LP token, you then just approve the contract and then you'll see it right here in your deposited section. And every time you compound, you'll recognize that you have a claimed section, okay? Which stacks up every single time you compound or claim. However, the compound will boost your deposit number in addition to raising your max payout to 3.65 times your deposit number. And then overall, you'll be able to see what your total share of the pool is relative to all the other participants in this platform. So jumping over to the white paper real quickly, I want to jump straight to you understanding that there is no ultimate max payout on this platform. However, the more you compound and grow your deposit, and depending on who is dropping out of this race, your percentage of the pool will increase. And depending on what your percentage is, you will fall into certain whale tax brackets that will limit you from draining the entire system. So you'll see here, if you're between 1 and 2%, then you will see an extra 5% tax when you compound or claim. Then understand that there is a 10% tax when you enter the detonator as well. So of the 10% tax, 3% of it is going to go to your immediate upline. This is not a 15 level deep tree. This is 1 level down with a 3% reward. Then 1% of your 10% is going to go into the actual Ethereum EMP treasury. And then the other 6% of your LP tokens will be instant rewards distributed to all participants in the detonator. All right, so hope that makes sense. You basically enter and you have a 10% tax. Then whenever you compound, there is a 5% tax. And then whenever you decide to claim, there is a 20% tax. And then your whale taxes stack up on top of that. So to get into some of the fun stuff, they're doing a fantastic job by incentivizing people to deposit fresh funds into this with their reward system that pays out to the largest depositor every 24 hours, and also a lottery system for just a random winner. So 1% of the entire pool is dedicated to each of these two aspects, which we can see right here. So currently the top deposit prize is for a winnings of $34,000 worth of this LP token, which if you were to win would go straight into your deposit section, okay? And currently whoever this address right now is winning because they have 8.2 liquidity pair tokens that they've put in. And if they stay the top depositor all the way until this timer goes down to 0, then they will win that prize. And this happens every single day. So it is pretty interesting. If you come here just before the timer and you pay attention, you'll see some last minute snipes that occur, and you'll get anything ranging from small to large deposits. So coming down to the lottery prize, this is another area where, again, 1% of the overall pool is $34,500 that's going to go to somebody random only if you own tickets. So currently on the timer, there's 244 tickets spread across all of the investors, and each ticket is $14.42 right now. So if your deposit's big enough and let's say you compound, okay, there's 50 tickets available for compound, and if you compounded more than $14.42, then you will get one ticket out of your available 50 every single day. And over time, as you grow and your daily reward is $30, well, when you compound, you're going to get 2 tickets, so on and so forth. Same thing for fresh deposits. There's 50 daily tickets available. So right now, if you were to come in and wanted to snap up all the daily 50 tickets, you would have to take that times the current ticket price of $14.42. That would be roughly $721 worth of the liquidity pair that if you deposited that fresh, then you would get all 50 tickets that will show up in your ticket counter. And then your holdings relative to all the total tickets gives you a random lottery chance at winning $35,000.
Woo, doggy, that's pretty insane.
Yep, pretty cool feature that I commend the team for. And then lastly, you can come down to see your winnings, which will track everything as far as how many referrals you have underneath you on your level 1, the rewards you've received from those referrals, and then also if you won the lottery, it'll show up right there so you can see. So essentially that is it for the detonator. So just remember to come in and either claim or compound your daily rewards before that timer goes, or else your time horizon for hitting your 365 is going to be set back a day. So I'll be sure to leave my referral link in the description below. If you decide to use it, then I kindly thank you in advance. And in regards to what you do on the days that you decide to actually claim out your LP token, and considering if you don't need that profit right now to cash out, then I would actually just go back to the farm and take it straight into the EMP-ETH LP pair so you can earn more E-shares, which right now is at a price of $1,725 per E-share. And then up here you can see the EMP price and also Ethereum price as well. Now let's go check out nodes, which is more of a recent addition since launch, but essentially you have 5 different nodes that you can choose from: Nano, Mini, Kilo, Mega, and Giga, where each one will offer you varying APRs and returns. So it's important to note that each of these nodes only pay a maximum of 400% APR. So don't get too locked up into the percentages that you see as you change between different nodes. Like Mini node right now is at 454, but if you go to Giga node, it's gonna say 605 APR, but that's a little bit misleading. What's really important is just the daily APR. So because every single node only maxes out at 400%, the reason for paying a different price for each of these different nodes is to get to that 400% faster than the other node. So in this case, a Giga node will cost you $6,286 worth of EMP, but you will get a 400% return on that at a faster rate than any of the other nodes, and then the entire node just stops printing. So you'll see you'll get EMP as a reward, to which you can take out and go buy other nodes with it, or you can pair it back up with Ethereum and get into the farm or the detonator again. So this is something I'm still looking at. I personally have not bought a node here, but it does look interesting. And then lastly, you have the AutoVaults, which is truly just a passive play. If you took any of your liquidity pairs and just deposited them in here, then you'll see what your APY and daily earnings are, and is hosted by a partner site called YieldWolf. Now, looking over here at the white paper for the auto compounder, you'll see that at every set amount of minutes, they actually will harvest the E-share that you're earning, just like over in the farms, but will sell a portion of it, to which the proceeds are then further used to mint more LP tokens on the Pancake Swap, which are again deposited back into your auto compounder, further growing your overall allocation in a very automatic way, so you don't need to come babysit this all the time. So one strategy would be, as you're over here in the farms, which is more of a manual thing where you're coming in and you're adding to it and then taking your E-share rewards and then putting it over into the boardroom. Your AutoVaults over here are just a way to accumulate more of the LP tokens. So if you have any spare Ethereum EMP, maybe you got it from the detonator and you just want to throw it over here so it can auto compound into more Ethereum EMP, then you can do that. And then one day withdraw that liquidity pair and then come throw it over here into the farm, which supports the system.
Wow, you are so correct. There are many different ways to play this game.
Absolutely. And I know the ones I've played around with are just with the core. So I'm in the farm, I'm in the detonator, and I'm in the boardroom. I've yet to interact with nodes. I've yet to interact with AutoVaults and bonds only because we're above peg and you can't buy a bond. But with everything going on and the familiarity that I have with detonator, I'm feeling pretty good about this platform overall. Which I forgot, if I didn't mention it, after you approve this, again, they have that easy zap button to where you can just take your BNB and it'll zap it into the LP token for you so you can deposit it. But just to circle back before we end the video here is when it comes to this easy button as well, pretty much you could walk away from anything on this platform except for the detonator because of that 24-hour timer. But most everything, if you forgot about it and came back to a large sum of rewards in EMP or your eShares, then you can just come over here and hit this easy button to where all your EMP and eShares will get split up into these percentages. So hopefully looking at this now might make a little bit more sense than when we first did, which essentially will put everything where it needs to go for a nice sustainable platform. And there's even a graphic that shows what this cycle is. So if you start here with fiat, they recommend that you can go purchase Ethereum on the BSC, and then you can trade 50% of the Ethereum to buy EMP. So then you can create your EMP LP pair, which again, just requires you to put equal amounts of each of those tokens. Or if you get stuck, just find one of those zap buttons and you can get the same thing. So you can come over to the EMP website, approve the contract that you want to get into, specifically with the farms. This is where you'll hit the plus button and go into the farm. You'll then earn your eShare, which you can claim. So right here is the crossroads. If EMP is below peg, well, then you come up this tree. You can trade 50% of your eShares you claimed for some EMP and then turn it back into a liquidity pair, or you could sell all of your eShares. However, that's not really supporting the platform. So it's best to just decide what you want to do with it and recycle that money back into the system. Now, going back, if we're above peg, they actually recommend you can take 60% of the remaining eShares and create more Ethereum EMP LP, and then go back around that cycle. Then you can take 20% of your eShares and put them into the boardroom, which then earns EMP rewards, and then you can claim those rewards, come up and create more EMP-ETH liquidity. Then you can come down and set aside 20% of the eShares for profit, and pairing with EMP rewards, purchase Ethereum or stablecoin for future use on the platform. So by following this cycle overall with the farms, the whole goal is to just get eShares, which you then decide to sell some of it for profit and take it for yourself, but then the rest of it you can put back into the EMP liquidity and then compound your earnings overall. So I know it's a lot to go over, but just remember, you really want to interact with your eShares and sell that or break it into different liquidity pairs, as opposed to selling off your EMP and running away with it. You have to remember, EMP token is the backbone of everything. So selling it is more of a detriment to the community and the platform as a whole, which is why they give you eShares, so you can then sell that instead, because that's the main intention. And that's why whenever you're above peg and the boardroom is printing money, your eShares are claimable whenever you need, and you're earning more EMP to go with it. It's also important to note that there are some exciting things on the horizon for this platform. Because it's Ethereum based, you know they're paying attention to what's going on with the Pulse chain, which is forking the Ethereum chain, yada yada. So just know that there's so many more things in the pipeline as far as taking a version of EMP money and actually having one exist on the Pulse chain in some form or fashion, and then that money will be supporting and sending liquidity back to the mother base, which is this Binance version of EMP money. So do your homework and join their Telegram. I know that they hold daily AMAs, and you can talk to the founder, AJ himself, who has been extremely helpful in answering my questions about this platform. Which, before I forget, it's important to know what the chart is, because anyone who's new to this is going to take one look and then wonder what's going on. So just to get ahead of any of that confusion, when it comes to these algo coins, It's not about the chart. They specifically told people at the beginning not to pump anything while liquidity wasn't in there, yet you still had some members go ahead and buy and then likely got wrecked in the very beginning because they didn't follow instructions. This is an algo stablecoin which is paired to ETH. So this range that it's sitting in is actually the intended range for the token. So do not concern yourself with anything that you saw in the beginning, because this is what matters. And if you were to line up the Ethereum chart with the EMP price, you will see that they go hand in hand with everything that's happening. So just wanted to throw that out there. And also note that a lot of the UI you've seen in this video so far is going to be changing soon, and they just came out with a UI teaser for what's around the corner. So let's go ahead and check that out. Ooh, that is bullish, huh?
Yeah, dog, pretty dope.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. There are no referrals anywhere on the site other than the detonator. And be sure, if you do use my link, that you also join my Telegram community so you can find out about other projects that I'm into. But yes, I hope that explains some of the chaos and you understand this just a little bit more than before. So if you vibe with me, please find the link to my Telegram in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, then please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And until next time, please stay safe out there, stay blessed, and make good choices with your crypto.
Yeah, sweet breakdown. You still didn't answer what a detonator does. Like, what's detonating? Is this thing gonna implode on us and then we're all gonna lose our money? What does the detonator do?
It's just a fancy name. Shut up.